Can you tell that I'm excited? So, President Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, is going to be addressing the South African nation this evening, Thursday, the 1st of December, 2022, regarding the Phala Phala farm scandal. I'm not sure what this means, but I'm really hoping that this is going to lead to the impeachment of Cyril Ramaphosa and he's going to step down as the president of South Africa. I do not like Cyril. I do not think he's a good leader. Many people like Umwele Tsimpegi have said it. Some of the people from business have said it. Some people from politics have said it. This guy does not have a standpoint. He does not have a spine. I hate the way he treated the whole COVID situation with the family meetings, which was so annoying. And to this day, himself, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, and the rest of our government has not apologized for what transpired under the hard lockdown and all the people who lost their lives, their jobs, their assets, their money, their businesses, etc., etc. So I'm really hoping that this is going to lead to the impeachment, and it would be so dope because it would come at a time right after he's visited King Charles, after visiting Joe Biden just recently, of which that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, Cyril could still have a great relationship with King Charles and the British monarch, and we don't know what deals they are doing. He's already signed some of these deals for alternative energy, $8.5 billion US. His brother-in-law, Patrice Motsepe, has got 12, I think, out of 25 of the licenses that were given to him by their brother-in-law, Jeff Radebe. So who knows? Maybe he's already positioned himself quite well in this regard. This is an article from iol.co.za written by AFP Wire Service. I think it was released about 18 hours ago. I'm recording this at 2:15 in the afternoon on the 1st of December. Cyril Ramaphosa denies any wrongdoing in Phala Phala Farmgate scandal after panel release report. President Cyril Ramaphosa has denied any wrongdoing and spelled out his position in a lengthy 138-page submission. Yeah, boy. President Cyril Ramaphosa has told a probe into a burglary scandal enmeshing him that $580,000 in cash stolen from beneath sofa cushions at his ranch came from a cattle buyer, according to leaked documents on Wednesday. That was yesterday, the 30th of November. The sum is part of what the media has reported as a cash haul of $4 million that was stolen at Ramaphosa's farm, a burglary that he is accused of trying to cover up. A 3-person special panel investigating the affair submitted on Wednesday its report to Parliament, which next week will decide whether to push ahead with a vote to impeach the president. Ramaphosa told the inquiry that the accusations against him are without any merit, according to a leak of documents published by local media. This matter ought not to be taken any further, he said in his submission. However, the leak provided juicy insights into a scandal that has tarnished Ramaphosa's clean image, imperiling his bid for a second term at the helm of the ruling ANC, African National Congress. Cash and cushions. The affair erupted in June after the former national spy boss, Arthur Fraser, filed a complaint with the police. It alleged that Ramaphosa had hidden a burglary at his farm at Phala Phala in Limpopo from the authorities. Instead, he allegedly organized for the robbers to be kidnapped and bribed into silence. The president has denied any wrongdoing and spelled out his position at length in the 138-page submission. I did not hunt for the perpetrators of the theft as alleged, nor did I give any instructions for this to take place, he wrote. Ramaphosa said that $580,000 stashed beneath the cushions were payment made by a Sudanese citizen who had bought buffaloes. Before the sale, the farm's manager and Ramaphosa had discussed disposing of buffaloes that were substandard and a financial drain due to high veterinary and feeding costs, he wrote. Staff at the farm initially locked the money in an office safe, Ramaphosa said, but the lodge manager then decided that the safest place to store it would be under the cushions of a sofa inside Ramaphosa's residence at the farm, he said. Re-election bid. Ramaphosa, a 70-year-old former trade union boss who made a fortune in business in post-apartheid South Africa, has 2 farms. In his submission, he described his passion for cattle, something that led him in 2017 to write a book called Cattle of the Ages, a book that I've seen stunning pictures, very stunning write-up. If you ever get a chance to go into maybe an exclusive books or another bookshop that has it. It's a beautiful book, by the way. Ramaphosa came to power in 2018 on a promise to root out graft after the corruption-stained era of his boss, Jacob Zuma. He faces elections on December 16 in his bid for his second term as president of the deeply factionalized ANC. That position as head of the dominant party in parliament is also key to his survival as national president. Ramaphosa is facing a challenge from Zweli Mkhize, who is 66 years old, an ex-health minister who resigned from government last year amid graft allegations. The special panel was set up in September of this year following a clamor by the opposition. It was tasked with ascertaining whether there was sufficient evidence to show that the president committed a serious violation of the constitution or the law or a serious misconduct. Lawmakers will examine the report's findings in a one-day sitting on December 6th and adopt a resolution through a simple majority vote whether a further action by the House is necessary or not, said the National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqawula. If so, the next step could be a vote to remove the president, which, to be successful, would require approval by at least 2/3 of the seats in the assembly. Mapisa Nqawula described the handover of the report as one of the indicative milestones in South Africa's maturing constitutional democracy. It should be published within 24 hours, she said. As I said, President Cyril Ramaphosa is going to be addressing the nation, South Africans at least, on various news channels, where he's going to be speaking about, I guess, his 138-page submission, probably going to be speaking about the fact that the special panel had to sit and then what's going to happen following thereafter. Outside of him, I'm hoping that Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqawula is going to speak as well at some point in a separate sitting. I'm hoping that some spokespeople of the ANC and of government are going to be speaking, and I'm going to be looking to a lot of the political analysts analyzing this. I will not hold my breath that Ramaphosa is going to be gone, because the ANC, it's going to take a lot for the ANC in parliament to vote him out. Because again, these people get bribed, as some of us know or allege. A lot of these people probably want Cyril to come back into power because of various dealings that they have. If Cyril were to be impeached, the question becomes who then becomes president? The assumption to a logical mind would be that the deputy president would take over, being D.D. Mabuza. D.D. Mabuza has been relatively quiet ever since Cyril took over. He was seen as part of the Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma faction, but then did a 180 right at the end of the conference and voted for Cyril. He's been quiet, he's been ill. A lot of people don't hear from him, very sadly, and he's by and large a very absent, not just the deputy president, but a very absent member of parliament, a key member of parliament. The assumption from some people is that a caretaker president will come in, of which the name that has come up in many spaces is the name of Paul Mashatile, who was in charge of, it was the chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, and who's part of what's known as the Alex Mafia, with Zondile Masinya, who was the mayor of Eguruleni. We'll see how that goes. I think another member of that Alex Mafia is Lebogang Maile, I stand to be corrected, who was at some point in charge of economic development. I think he's moved up in the Gauteng ranks of the ANC. Time will tell what will happen. I will be very excited if Cyril goes. I'm not looking forward to Paul Mashatile coming in. A lot of people preempt that if he comes in, whether as a caretaker president or whether he comes in as a compromise candidate at the ANC elections, where Zweli Mkhize and Cyril Ramaphosa are going head to head, a lot of people suspect that he might be even more corrupt than some of these other guys. A lot of the ANC leaders are corrupt. Lindiwe Sisulu dropped out of the race, unfortunately, because of lack of nominations. So did Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. It is very sad for the ANC and for normal South African citizens who want to see the ANC gone and want to see fresh blood running this country to see if they can do a better job. We've seen in local elections that some of the metros have been taken over by the Democratic Alliance. Some of them were reclaimed, especially in KZN, by the IFP. Certain places have been taken over, smaller wards and smaller municipalities taken over by Action SA. And in places like the Karoo, through a coalition, we saw Gayton McKenzie with the Patriotic Alliance. I think there may be some wards as well that are run by the EFF in this country. But stay tuned. We might see something very interesting in the elections, not just in the elections, but in the news in the next week, with Cyril Ramaphosa potentially being up for impeachment in Parliament. Will that happen? Will he be impeached or not? We will see. And what happens thereafter? What happens leading up to the ANC conference, national conference, now mid-December? And this is going to now be rolling out all the way to the national elections come 2024. Penny all the black pen. Have a great day. Cheers.